منم کوروش، شاه جهان، شاه دادگر، پسر کمبوجیه. آنگاه که بدون جنگ و پیکار به بابل در آمدم، همه مردم مرا با شادمانی پذیرفتند. نگذاشتم رنج و آزاری به مردم این سرزمین وارد آید. من پرده‌داری را برانداختم. فرمان دادم که همه مردم در پرستش خدای خود آزاد باشند. شهرهای ویران را آباد کردم و مردمان آواره را به خانه‌های خود بازگرداندم. من جامعه‌ای آرام مهیا.
با درود فراوان به شما بینندگان ارجمند، امروز برنامه MCR را به شما تقدیم میکنم. در اینجا مهمانی داریم به نام آقای علین یادگار که کارهای بسیار مهمی انجام میدن و به اشخاصی که معتاد هستن یا اشخاصی که الکلیک هستن یا هر نوع ناراحتی از این نظرهای روانی دارن، ایشون متخصص هستن و خیلی از دکترها هم باشون همکاری دارن. در اینجا با ایشون شروع میکنیم صحبت کردن. توجه شما را به این صحبت ما جلب میکنم. Very welcome, Mr. Allen.
Thank you, Rabbi, for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here and talk about something that I think in our culture and our families, it's kind of frowned upon. We don't talk about it. We brush it under the rug and pretend it's not happening. But my experience is I've been doing this for 15 years, treating patients with substance use disorders, so problems with drugs, addictions, whether it be alcohol, pills, gambling, sex, shopping, any type of addiction. These are the things we deal with, and I think a big part of, thank you for inviting me here so I can talk about it, is what should people do at home? I think because there's such a stigma in our population, in our culture, you don't want to admit that your child or your loved one or your husband has a drug problem or has an alcohol problem or maybe a mental health problem. What are the signs you should look for? Some of the things I think parents struggle with, for example, is, a lot of us, we love our kids and we give them money. We give them a lot of money. They're running around school. They have extra $40 in their pocket that nobody knows what they're going to spend it on. And they get 2-3 of them together. They each put $40. Now they have money for drugs and alcohol. And, mom is cleaning the room, opens the sock drawer and finds drugs in there. What do you do? Do you fight with the kid? Do you yell at him? Do you scream? Do you call your husband? What do you do exactly? I think most people don't know what to do. And that's where we come in. We can teach you how to approach these situations, how to talk to your family, to your loved ones. If you feel that you cannot talk to them, we're available. You can reach out to us and say, hey, you know what? Call me directly and say, Alan, this is the situation. I found marijuana and a big bag of pills in my kid's drawer and I don't know what to do. What should I do? And we can do an intervention. Rabbi and I can come. I can bring a doctor, psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever is necessary, and kind of help put you on track and get them treatment so we can get them better. And the sooner you move, the better chance of success.
So what else do you do?
So the type of stuff that we do is very unique, and I think it fits with our community very well, which is why I think it's a great idea to have me on a show like this and to get the word out to people. Like I was saying, a lot of our culture are not okay with going to a treatment center. They don't want their family to know that they're in rehab or anything like that. We offer a very unique method of treatment. You can detox from drugs or from alcohol from the comfort of your home. So we send medical staff to your house. They bring the medications, they monitor you, take care of you. If it's necessary, we can bring nursing staff. If not, we teach your family how to monitor you and keep an eye on you, and then we visit you every single day, sometimes more than once a day. And we can detox you from home. Another thing that we do, of course, is individual therapy, which is, the patient by themselves with a therapist talking about Why did you get to this point? Why do you feel like every day you come home from work, you have to sit down and drink 5 shots before you can relax? Or, you know, if you were doing opium back home in Iran and you came here and you're doing the same thing over here, why are we doing this? How do we stop it? So that's where individual therapy comes in. We also do group therapy, which can be conducted in Farsi. We have Persian-speaking therapists, we have translators, but essentially a group of people who are struggling with the same thing. They're having the same kind of problems and you can relate to them, so when you talk to them, they see that they're not alone. They're not the only one feeling this way, they're not the only one dealing with this. At the same token, having somebody dealing with addiction in your house, I relate it to having somebody with terminal cancer in your house. All the family is suffering with them. You're watching them deteriorate, you're watching them be sick, be sad, isolate themselves, lie to you, hide from you, spend their money, lose their job, lose their relationships, and the family just has to stand by and watch this happen. And obviously, because of that, I think the family really needs a lot of support too, and usually those are the people that are neglected. You know, the mother, the wife, the son, whoever it is that's watching this happen is also being traumatized and they need to be treated. So that's another thing that we do is we spend time with the families and we do therapy for you too, and we teach you how to deal with this problem and how to address it if it ever comes up again, because addiction is a lifelong disease. It's not, I'm not telling you that if you come in 1 week and we detox you, the problem's over. Not necessarily. It's going to take follow-up and practice like anything else, like exercising. You can't work out for 1 week and then stop and think you're going to stay in shape. You have to continue. Lastly, we do medication management. This is a key thing, I think, for a lot of older folks too, which, by the way, we take Medicare, and Medicare patients don't really even have to come to the office. Everything can be done from home via Zoom. We can give you a tablet. You can look online and do your therapy from there and see the doctor from there. But what happens is, if you're a patient like everybody else, you go to one doctor, they give you a few medicines for you can't sleep at night, or you got a poor diet, or you're getting headaches, or whatever it is. Then 1 year later, you go see another doctor. That guy adds another medicine for your foot isn't getting numb and you're having neuropathy. Then you go to another doctor a year later, and he says, oh, you're depressed, let me give you some antidepressant medications. And by 3 or 4 or 5 years down the line, this patient has a bag of medicine. He's taking 12 different kinds of medicines. This can be a very big problem. And this is one of the things that our doctors will sit down with you, go through all of the medications that you're taking, review all of your blood work, and see which ones do you really need, which ones do you not need. Are any of them having a bad reaction with each other? Are they causing you extra problems because you're taking these? Do they have long-term side effects? So all of this type of stuff, our doctor will evaluate, get you on the right medicine. Particularly if you're a Medicare patient, there's pretty much zero out-of-pocket cost for you. It's free. So I feel like that's a very big service that we can provide to our elderly and anybody that's retired or has Medicare. I think that's absolutely a necessity for everyone. But yeah, that's where we start.
Very beautiful, very nice. جناب علن یادگار، ایشون نماینده سازمانی هستن که به معتادان و اشخاصی که ناراحتی روحی دارن به خصوص کمک میکنن و کارشون هم به طوری که من ریسرچ کردم، تحقیق کردم، بسیار موفق و خیلی عالی بوده و خیلی ها کمک کردن. همه ما میدونیم که خیلی اشخاص حتی ایرانی، حتی همه معتاد هستن. خیلی بچه ها متاسفانه معتادن، خیلی اشخاص معتادن و ما لازمه که به این اشخاص کمک کنیم و اینها را سالم کنیم. اشخاصی که در معتاد هستن به مواد مخدر یا نظیر این، از نظر ریه، از نظر کلیه، از نظر خیلی، از نظر سلامتی حتی قلب مشکل واسه شون. ممکنه که حتی یه وقت به خاطر همین خدای نخواسته باعث بشن یا بیفتن تو بیمارستان یا اینکه اصلا از بین برن. به خاطر همینه که وقتی که از من دعوت شد با این سازمان همکاری کنم که بتونیم اشخاص را سالم کنیم. حالا اگر خدای نخواسته خانواده ای پی ببره که بچهش مواد مخدر میزنه، نرید قایم کنید، بیاید اطلاع بدید به طور خصوصی، خیلی سیکرت. ما میتونیم بهشون کمک کنیم که انشالله حالشون رو خوب کنیم. ما دکترایی داریم، ایشون که متخصص هستن و حتی دکترایی داریم، پزشک داریم، روان پزشک داریم، خیلی اشخاص استادایی داریم که متخصص هستن و میتونن به این اشخاصی که معتاد هستن و به خصوص اگه خدای نخواسته بچه های شما گرفتار شدن یا شوهر شما یا خانم شما یا هر کی، بیاید به دادش برسید، به خاطر اینکه این بزرگترین ثوابیه که انجام میدیم که بتونیم به داد اشخاصی که معتاد هستن شوخی نگیریم. این اعتیاد میتونه طرف حتی از خونه بیرون بندازه، حتی میتونه به نابودی بکشه، حتی به راههای بد بکشه. پس معطل نکنیم، همیشه سعی کنیم اشخاصی که میفهمیم و پی میبریم که ناسالمن، معتاد هستن، زودتر به دادشون برسیم. Can you say about your telephone number, everything?
Yeah, absolutely. So our locations, we're spread out around the valley, but our main office is in Woodland Hills. We've been there for 15 years. It's called Nova Vitae. Our website is novavitaela.com, which is NOVAVITAELA.com. The phone number, which normally I pick up, reaches directly to me, is 213-706-3329. And, consultations are free. So if you're questioning and you just don't know and you're not sure if what's going on with your kid or your husband or whoever it is in your family, reach out and ask. Let us at least give you some guidance. Even if we're not the right place for you, maybe it's not the right type of situation, maybe at least we can give you some guidance to get them to the right place. Part of the real reason that this conversation is coming up so much and everybody's talking about it so much more, unlike 10, 15, 20 years ago, I don't think the drug scene in Los Angeles or in the country has really changed. What's changed is no matter what kind of a drug somebody is trying to buy, chances are there's fentanyl in it. And so fentanyl being introduced, I'm sure everybody watches the news and sees that Trump and his whole organization are fighting so hard to try to fix this problem because we're losing 100,000 people a year to fentanyl deaths. And part of that is because if you are a 14-year-old kid and you were stealing grandmother's Xanax and taking them and now you ran out and you want to buy it from the street, chances are you're buying a fake pill that's been pressed, that came from Mexico and has fentanyl in it that was from China. That's very highly likely. And what's happening is 5 kids are sitting around, every one of them takes a pill except one of those kids, his pill is almost pure fentanyl. And he goes to sleep and doesn't wake up. And doing this for so many years, the last thing we ever want to see again is that happening to any other kids. And I think this is a serious issue that our people, for whatever reason, more than other people, we're very ashamed of this. We don't discuss it. We don't talk about it. Nobody brings it up when they know it's a problem. Whether it's cocaine, whether it's pills, whether it's opiates, whatever it is, the risk of fentanyl is very, very high. And the sooner you intervene, the sooner you try to do something, the higher chance of recovery, the higher chance you have that you can save that person. And, another thing, in these 15 years I've been practicing, we've been working with so many different physicians and addictionologists and psychiatrists and so forth. And you come to find out that sometimes the underlying problem that drives somebody to go and, say, drink or use cocaine or whatever other drugs, sometimes is a simple blood test will tell you, and we just don't do it. I know after age 40, for example, men's testosterone declines. A lot of them, Persian style, we don't go to doctors, we don't want to go, we don't want to know about it, we don't want to check, we don't want to get treatment. But the truth is, oftentimes, because their testosterone is dropping, they're having depression, they're having mood swings, they're not sleeping at night. And so every night when they come home, they feel like the only way to fight that is to have a few cocktails, have 4 or 5 shots of vodka and problem solved. Well, this is because of the original problem of the testosterone going down. So we address these things. We find the source of the problem and try to address that rather than just trying to fix the addiction, because fixing the addiction is probably going to come back if you don't fix this first, the source problem, right? If it's a mental health problem that was passed down from father to son to son to son to son, that's got to be addressed. If it's just a hormonal issue, if it's a blood issue, if it's a sugar issue, whatever it is, we have to address that first. And so I urge you, if you feel that there's something going on in your family, don't hesitate. As soon as you see this phone number, get on the phone. Call me. Call Nova Vitae. Tell them your situation. See what's up. We even make house calls. I just spoke to a lady that Rabbi introduced me to, having an issue with her son, and she said, are you willing to drive to us and to come and talk to us? I said, absolutely. I'll come with the rabbi. I'll bring a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever we need, and I'll come and talk to him myself and see if we can convince him to do something. Because oftentimes they won't listen to the parents because, well, they've seen you make mistakes in your life. They've seen you what you're really capable of, and they judge you. With us, it's a little different. They don't know me. They don't know where I'm coming from, but when they look in my eyes, they see that I know what I'm talking about and I have experience in this, and they listen to me. So, I urge you to try.
این پروگرام برای همه هستش، برای کلیمیا، برای مسلمان‌ها، برای مسیحی‌ها، برای زرتشتی‌ها، برای هر شخصی، هر انسانی میتونه به ما زنگ بزنه. ما در اختیار شما هستیم، به شما خدمت خواهیم کرد و خدا شکر که اشخاصی که بیمه دارن و یا مدیکر دارن یا مدیکال دارن میتونن استفاده کنن و به طور که ایشون میگن حتی به خونه شما میایم، حتی روی زوم، هر جور به هر حال با ما تماس بگیرید و این صحبتایی که ما بیاید با ما بکنید در مورد معتادین، خیالتون راحت باشه که سیکرت به هیچ احدی این را نخواهد فهمید، فقط اشخاصی که دنبال معالجه معتاد هستن. در اینجا شما را به یک ترانه دعوت میکنم، لطفاً با ما باشید. اتفاق افتاد چندین بار که من به دادگاه رفتم برای اشخاصی که توی دراگ مواد مخدر هستن. فکر بکنید چه ما دعوت کردن، جوونی که شاید 35-40 سال بیشتر نداشت. برای چی ما دعوت کردن؟ چون این شخص میبایستی میرفت در زندان، میخواستم من برم و تورارم تو دست بگیرم، ترجمه فرمودید کتاب مقدسم تو دست بگیرم که بلکه جاج رحم کنه به این شخص یا اینکه بهش یه چانسی بده که زندان نشه یا اینکه بهش چند سال تخفیف زندان رو بهش بدم. و بارها من این کارا کردم. پس چرا باید به اونجاها برسه؟ وقتی که ما میفهمیم که یه نفر معتاده، یه نفر واقعا از زندگیش عقب افتاده و داره توی خیابون میفته و در منزلم ناراحته، میفهمید که دراگ داره میزنه یا داره الکلیک هستش، معتاد هستش، خب بیاید و به شما تلفن جناب آلن یادگار زنگ بزنید. ایشون به صورت سیکرت میاد و به کمک شما، به کمک اشخاصی که معتاد هستن میکنن. مدیکال قبول میکنن، بیمه قبول میکنن و راههایی هست که میتونیم کمک کنیم. فقط هدف ما اینه که ما بتونیم اشخاصی که ناسالمن، معتاد هستن و خطرناک برای زندگیشون بهشون کمک کنیم. خب شما هم همین کارا بکنید. نگید آقا حالا مهم نیست، حالا آبرومون میره، حالا نمیدونم بذار باشه ببینیم چی میشه. نه، باید این کار را انجام بدید و هر جور هست این شخصی که معتاده به دادش برسیم و ایشون را سالم کنیم. Please, would you like to continue?
I'm so glad you brought that up, Rabbi, actually.
Thank you.
So, another service that we provide that I think is very overlooked and not a lot of folks are capable of doing it is we call it jail diversion. So, basically, if someone you love is in trouble with the law and they're about to go to court, they're waiting to be sentenced, whether it's a DUI, whether they stole something and got caught, whether they got pulled over and they had something in the car, their friend was in the car. The story to the parents is always, it was my friend's, but there was a bag of cocaine, there was some marijuana, there was something in the car, and they got a DUI or something like that. We will appear in court for them. So we come to court, we don't charge for it. Our doctors, our psychiatrists, and our psychologists are willing to come to court for them. I can say with pride, so far, I've had a 100% success rate. I've never had a situation where I showed up to court for the patient and told the judge, hey, let this patient come and get treatment. The only reason, judge, he broke into that house and stole the money or crashed his car or did any of this stuff is because he has a drug problem and he's trying to support his drug problem or his alcohol issue. Please don't send him to jail. Let him come to treatment. Give us a chance to take care of him first. No judge has ever said no. They've always said yes. So that's another category where, you know, culturally, I think we're ashamed to talk about it. Everybody keeps it under the rug, but somebody's life gets destroyed because now they have a record, now they went to jail. If we don't let that happen, if you reach out to us first, if you got a DUI or something has happened, call us first. Before you even talk to an attorney, call me and give us a chance because we can come to court for you. We can talk to the judge on your behalf and get you out of any jail sentence and just get you to get treatment, which will actually fix the person's life rather than put them in jail and ruin their life. So this is a huge service that we provide. And I think it's noteworthy. It's worth telling people about. In addition to that, you know, anybody can go on ChatGPT now and look up simple things. Go and ask it what percentage of Iranian Americans have a drug problem, alcohol problem, or a mental health issue. What it's going to tell you is it's very hard to calculate and it's very hard to get exact numbers because we don't admit it. Our culture does not talk about it because of the stigma I was talking about. But just taking into account physicians, psychiatrists, and psychologists in Orange County and LA County, about 24 to 26% of Iranian American women have been diagnosed with depression or anxiety. And these are just the people that are talking about it. These are the people that are actually going to the hospitals. According to metadata, something around 25% of first-generation Persian American men have an alcohol issue. Something around 18% smoke cigarettes. These numbers are not small. That means out of 10 people that you know, 1 or 2 of them has a problem that needs to be addressed. If they're women, more than 2 of them out of 10 have an issue that probably should be addressed. Maybe it can be addressed with psychotherapy, maybe just some counseling, maybe some medications, or maybe a combination of these things. But I think the important thing is that we stop hiding from this, we stop running from it, because I think particularly for folks like myself, my parents were born and raised in Iran and rushed here so I could be born and raised in America. Our first generation Americans are the ones that have the biggest problem with this, because we're trying to fit in with a new culture, but we want to keep our old ways, and there's a lot of, don't talk about this, don't show that, don't let people know that we have this problem. If there's a financial issue, you've got to keep it under wraps. Nobody can know. If there's an alcohol issue, nobody can know. And I think that hinders the opportunity for people to get help that they need to live a prosperous and happy life. And, as far as the churches are concerned, we're all God's children, whether you're Jewish, you're Christian, you're Muslim, or none, whatever the case may be. We have a program that's suited for you, that's specialized for you. Even for our Jewish clients, we serve kosher meals. We provide interaction with the rabbi and with the synagogue, and these are key factors to kind of mitigate that stigma and make people feel better about speaking up and getting help for themselves or their loved ones.
Very soon we are going to have a seminar. We are going to invite everybody. Our seminar would be on Topanga Boulevard in the valley. Very nice office, very nice place. Maybe it takes 150, 160 people. Very beautiful salon. Therefore, we are trying to help the people who are معتاد. بچه‌هایی که معتاد هستن، واقعا ما میخوایم کمکشون کنیم. سمینار بگذاریم که بیاید یاد بگیرید که چجوری با بچه‌ها، با فرزندانتون، با حتی شوهرتون، با خانمتون چجور رفتار کنید. اگه یه وقت پی بردید که طرف ناسالمه، معتاده، خب بیاید اطلاع بدید، به طور سیکرت اطلاع بدید. ما در خدمت شما عزیزان هستیم. و از نظر مذهبی هم واسه ما هیچ مهم نیست چه مذهبی دارید. این پروگرام ما مخصوص همه مردمه. میخواید آفریقایی باشید، میخواید ایرانی باشید، میخواید جویش باشید، میخواید مسلمان باشید، میخواید با خدا باشید، میخواید بی خدا باشید، میخواید خدای نخواسته بت پرست باشید، ما هنوز در خدمتیم. همه ما انسانیم. همه ما باید دست به دست هم بدیم. همینی که سعدی میگه بنی آدم اعضای یکدیگرند که در آفرینش یک پیکرند. چو عضوی به درد آورد روزگار، دیگر عضوها را نماند قرار. تو که از مهنت دیگران بیغمی، نشاید که نامد نهند آدمی. به خاطر همینه که این سازمان را زحمت کشیدن، ایشون به وجود آوردن و دارن کمک میکنن به اشخاصی که به اصطلاح ناسالمن، معتادن. یه معتادم خیلی ناسالمه. فکر نکنید که یه نفر که معتاد سالمه. حتی من میدونید یه پروگرامی دارم که به جوانان کمک میکنن نظر ازدواج. وقتی که یه دختر و پسر بعضی مواقع پیش اومده و هم معرفی کردن، دختر اومده میگه آقا این آقا معتاده. من نفهمیدم که معتاد بوده. یه شخص مالتی میلیونر جدی اومده به من گفت آقا ایشون معتاده. رفتم تحقیق کردم، فهمیدم بله معتاده. خب چرا باید معتاد باقی بمونه؟ از نظر مالی خیلی سطح بالاست، وکیل طرف همه چیز داره، ولی چرا باید معتاد باشه؟ چرا باید بگذاریم معتاد باشه؟ خب میتونه بیاد به ما مراجعه کنه، به صورت سیکرت ما کمکش میکنیم که حتی پدر مادرش هم نفهمن. من به شما قول میدم. پس بهترین راه اینه که فکر نکنید که آقا آی آبرومون میره و آی میترسید. نه نترسید، بیارید معرفی کنید، ما هم در خدمت شما هستیم. بازم برنامه ما ادامه داره. هنوز شما را به یک ترانه دعوت میکنم، لطفاً با ما باشید. در اینجا لازم میدانم از خانم پوری هوشیار نژاد، جناب همایون هوشیار نژاد و همچنین از اتاق فرمان خانم مریم تشکر کنم که واقعا زحمت میکشن و پروگرام‌های ما را به منزل شما میفرستن. واقعا برای ما بسیار بسیار عزیز هستن و ارزش دارن. در اینجا باز هم اعلام میکنم جناب آلن یادگار که نماینده سازمانی هستن که به معتادا کمک میکنن، به اشخاصی که از نظر روانی ناراحتن کمک میکنن، حتی اشخاصی که به کرد دارن وارد میشن یا وارد شدن کمک میکنن که اینها رو نجات بدن از زندان و اینا. کارهای بسیار مهمی میکنن و هدف ماها واقعا فقط و فقط خدمت به جامعه است. اگر مدیکال دارید، اینشورنس دارید، بیمه دارید یا اینکه پول هم که اشخاصی ندارن میتونن ما مراجعه کنن. سعی میکنیم از سازمان‌های نان پرافیت کمک بگیریم و اشخاصی که واقعا ناسالمن، اشخاصی که واقعا معتادن، الکلیک هستن، ناراحتی‌های روانی دارن، بهشون کمک خواهیم کرد. در اینجا جناب آلن یادگار، please.
Thank you again for having me, Rabbi.
You're very welcome.
You brought up a very good point that we didn't discuss earlier, and that's the finances. So, obviously, these types of treatments, if you were just to get on the phone and call around, you're going to get crazy prices, $80,000 a month, $100,000 a month. That's very normal in this type of an industry. I'll tell you, we don't work this way. Rabbi has a non-profit organization that he operates and does a lot of good for the community. And if you don't find yourself in this situation, you don't have family or friends that are dealing with this that need help, but you want to contribute in some way and you want to help in some way, please reach out to the number below. Call Rabbi, let him know even the smallest donation is a donation and is helping specifically our people and our culture to get over these hurdles. But moreover, because we do this from the heart, this is not a business for us, this is God's work that we're doing. We work on a sliding scale. So what does that mean? That means that everyone is given an opportunity to get treatment. So when you come in or call us, we do a short interview, find out your financial situation. Clearly, if you are the son of a brain surgeon and you got millions of dollars, your price is going to be much higher than a kid who has no father and no parents and has no income and is in a low situation. We work on a sliding scale. So we'll use some of those funds from the person who has plenty to give to help out the person who has nothing to give or very little to give. But in the end of the day, we strive to help everybody. We oftentimes will do what's called scholarshiping, so we will pay out of our own pocket. We've done it many, many times to help somebody get treatment or to help push them through treatment. And again, if you find yourself in that situation, don't be ashamed. If you're out of money, you are not willing to have your kid stay with you anymore because he breaks everything, he steals, he lies, you have problems, you need to get him into treatment, and you feel like your back's against the wall because you have no money, it's not. Reach out to us because we have methods and we have ways, and we have people in our community like the rabbi here that is willing to help and can help get your son or daughter or husband or whoever it is in your family back on track. So I just wanted to mention that as well.
Thank you. در ضمن که اگه با شوهرتون، با خانمتون یا اینکه با فرزندانتون پرابلم دارید، ناراحتی دارید، از هر نظری دعواتون شده، به ما میتونید مراجعه کنید، ما بدون کمک خواهیم کرد و خیالتون راحت باشه که تا اونجایی که بتونیم سعی میکنیم راه درست بریم، راه تخصص. اشخاصی که متخصصن در این کار به شما کمک خواهند کرد و مخصوصا اشخاصی که در اعتیاد هستن یا اینکه الکلیک هستن، اینها رو زودتر به ما اطلاع بدید. شما تلفن هم که دارین و متخصصینی ما داریم مثل آقای علن یادگار و دوستانشون، سازمانشون پزشک دارن، روانشناس دارن، جامعه شناس دارن، همه اینا میتونن کمک کنن. و از نظر مذهبی هم ناراحت نباشید، ما به مذهب از این نظر اهمیت نمیدیم، هدفمون فقط خدمت به انسان است. حالا طرف هر مذهبی داره روی چشم ما جا داره و ما بهش کمک میکنیم تا جایی که سوء استفاده نشه، تا اونجایی که ما بتونیم کمک بکنیم. حتی اگر نظر مادی هم کسی ناراحتی داره، به هر حال سعی میکنیم از راه نان پرافیت طور بهشون کمک بکنیم. اشخاصی داریم که کمک خواهند کرد، ولی خب اشخاصی که پول دارن دیگه نمیان بگن آقا ما نداریم و فلان. به هر حال اشخاصی که پول دارن باید بپردازن، چون این متخصصین اشخاصی هستند که وقت میگذارن، زحمت میکشن و چقدر خودش سختیایی هست که بتونن یه نفر را چکار کنن؟ معالجه کنن. Please announce your telephone number and your website, whatever you would like.
Yeah, please reach out to us at 213-706-3329. That number rings directly to the facility. There's no computers, there's no nothing. We always pick up. And also our website, which is listed below, it's www.novavitaela.com. So NOVAVITAELA.com. And truthfully, it's a simple phone call. If you just gain the courage to make the call, I promise you there's light at the end of the tunnel. I promise you there's an answer for the problem. And I think with the experience that I bring and my team that's behind me, we have the best doctors, the best psychologists, the best people in this field are working with us and supporting what we're doing and supporting our cause. And I really think it's just an issue of making that first call and taking the first step to secure yours or your loved one's freedom and life.
Okay, thank you for coming and continue your good job, please. And we are here anytime to help you to help other people.
Thank you, Rabbi. I appreciate you having me on the show, and I really hope folks will reach out and take it serious. The sooner you make a move, the better the chance you have that you will save somebody. So please reach out.
شب و روز به همه شما عزیزان خوش. به هر حال میتونید هر ساعتی خواستید با ما تماس بگیرید، ما در خدمت شما هستیم. شب و روز به همه شما خوش.
دلم میخواد تو رو برم هزار تا گرداب باشه رودخونه ها منم میخوام راهی بشم برم به دریا برسم ماهی بشم لحظه دلمو به آرزوها نمیدم میخوام غبار تنمو پاک کنم خاطره های خاکیمو خاک کنم قصه دل کندنمو موجای دریا میدونن شکستن بغض منو فقط حبابا میدونن رودخونه ها منم میخوام راهی بشم برم به دریا برسم ماهی بشم رودخونه ها منم میخوام راهی بشم برم به دریا برسم ماهی بشم
Twix bits are creamy.